Yo, 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 it's your boy D Star coming to you live from the pad, about to give it to you raw. And I'm about to keep it 1,000. Lakers lose, man, for the second time in two games. First game against the Raptors. But today was up against the Jazz. You can see from the first half, man, they were kind of gassed. It just looked like the Jazz were just simply outplaying them because the Jazz kind of didn't have that game before. And the Lakers you could tell by the first half that they were gassed, which is understandable. You know, you come from a back to back, you played at home, you get on a plane flight, go to Utah, then you got to go play the Jazz. You know, just after playing DeMar DeRozan, Serge Ibaka, what's the other guy's name? Kyle Lowry. Which is understandable. You're going to be pretty fatigued. And then, the Lakers are pretty much falling into a situation where you see every game, they're down 14 points with 2 minutes left. And all the Laker fans are pretty much like, damn, man, we lost this one. It's just some way, somehow, either it's too many turnovers, too many high-risk, low-percentage shots. Lakers only shot 38% this game. And this is what you see. Yeah, the ball movement's great. And I commend Lonzo Ball for that. But if the players can't convert the passes into assists, he just, at the end of the game, he only has 4 assists. Right? And if Lonzo can't create an offense by himself, if he can't produce an offense himself where he's putting up, say like he can put up, let's just say, Lonzo Ball's not at a point offensively where you could depend on him for 20 points a game, right? Where I'm gonna come in this game and I'm going to score 20 points. I don't think Lonzo Ball is at that point, which is fine. He's barely 20 years old, barely. I mean, a couple days. Happy belated to Lonzo, but Lonzo Ball has to figure out a way to create some kind of offense, and I don't really think it's through the 3-point line. The 3-point line, I'm not saying that he can't make those shots because he's often open to take those shots, but I think that Lonzo Ball should be going for more of a mid-range type game, jump shot, mid-range type game, or try to figure out a way to create some sort of offense by himself, because a lot of the times Lonzo is too unselfish to his own fault. He's passing the ball to all of these players, and which is great, and I think that is awesome. But he just doesn't have the offensive juggernaut that can basically come in every game and say, you know what, I'm going to score 25 points. Now, some believe that would be Kyle Kuzma, right? And before the season, I would say, yeah, that's possible. And I would think that Kyle Kuzma is very capable of scoring. I still believe that he's capable of scoring like 18 a game if he had the time per game. But that this falls on Luke Walton, right? Because Luke Walton doesn't want to move away from the system and play the hottest player. And I think he did that. He played the hottest players during the win against was that the Washington Wizards? Or what win was that? It was we only got 2 wins, but where Clarkson was hot. Then KCP was hot. And then Randall came in. Yeah, so I believe it was a Wizards game. But you look, my thing is this, man. If you got the player that has a hot hand, you need to be playing that player. Don't just be throwing in guys like Tyler Ennis or Andrew Bogut or these random players, or you're throwing players in who their energy is off, right? Like, he got frustrated with Julius Randle. Well, I feel like Julius Randle is a better player than Larry Nance Jr. overall. He's a better player defensively. He's a better player offensively sometimes, but I believe that Julius Randle is a double of giving sufficient minutes, and I believe that Kyle Kuzma, who I earlier brought up, is a player that's capable of getting 18 points a game. Of course, with more shot attempts, with more minutes, he can get about 18 points a game. But Luke Walton, for some reason, wants to stick to this system where, okay, I got the guys who I believe are going to give me the best help, and he's a systems guy. And I think he needs a break out of that systems type of ideology and go by intuition, right? And it's quite embarrassing, man. But like many would argue, Lakers could have won that game. What game was that, man? The Lakers could have won that game. I believe that was the last video I did. But those guys were, I believe everybody was hot. But he kept Lonzo Ball in the game because he didn't want to, he wanted to give Lonzo Ball game experience. But the hottest player was Jordan Clarkson, I believe, or it was another guard, right? But he kept Lonzo in the game, and the Lakers lost that game because he wanted the Lakers to learn. I kind of give them a lesson, which is cool, I understand that. But at the end of the season, you're judged by wins and losses. So it's just questionable, some of the decision making made by Luke Walton. Now, we would have won every game, whatever. Only this is all speculation. We don't really know what game would have won what. You know what I'm saying? I mean, things happen the way that they do. And I just think that the Lakers, we don't have the talent, man. Now, some people are, it's crazy, but some people are saying, oh, man, we should have kept Nick Swaggy P Young, right? But Swaggy P wanted nothing to do with LA. If you follow what he said during his exit meeting, his foot was already out the door. Between the foolishness with the D-Lo being recorded and all of that, he was like, man, I'm already done. I already had my fun being a Laker. Now it's time for me to go chase a ring. So he went to the Golden State Warriors. He's having some success over there with the Warriors. And I don't believe this Swaggy P would have even came back, no matter what you would have gave him, right? I believe he ran his course with the Lakers. And who else? They said Lou Williams. Lou Williams had got traded, and yeah, Lou Williams is a very good player. I mean, Lou Will, he is a guy that he can put up those buckets, man. If he's open, he can make the shot. And that's one thing I remember about Lou Williams, man. But at the same time, things happen the way that they happen. But I mean, we can't just go off all of this what could have. We got to go off of what we got. And off of what we got, we don't have no offense. We have no offensive juggernaut that can hold the team down. And Brandon Ingram had a decent game. Brandon Ingram had Brandon Ingram had, I believe, 16 points, 7 of 14 shooting. Clarkson, he had 15 points. Lonzo Ball, 9 points, 3 for 10 shooting, right? But Brandon Ingram's not at a point, which is fine. It's only his second year, but he's not at a point where he could just dominate a game with his scoring. He's getting there, I believe. Now, some of y'all are mixed. Some of y'all are like, oh, no, I ain't really feeling Ingram. But considering that we can all agree he may not be the next Kevin Durant. He may not be the next Paul George. He's developing. You know what I'm trying to say? And I believe that Kevin Durant is one of his mentors that's kind of teaching him, guiding him, letting him know, you got to go out there and play your game. And I think that Ingram, yeah, he will develop. As the season comes along, he's going to get better. Things are going to get better with Brandon Ingram. But yet still, I mean, this is a young squad. We have nobody that can offensively take over a game. Think about it, right? Like, you might have your game, you might have Clarkson. He might give you 31 game, right? But that's one game out of every 5 games, right? Or you might have Ingram put up a good game every now and then, right? 1 out of every 5 games. There's no offensive consistency that you can go to. Now, I believe Kyle Kuzma's capable of doing that. If you was to put Kyle Kuzma in the starting lineup and you were to say, look, Kyle Kuzma, Lonzo Ball, you know, you're going to take more shots, whatever. But Kyle Kuzma, even him, he's still a guy that just got in the league, and you going up against all of this competition in the NBA. That might be a tall order for such a young player to come out here and score 18 points up against NBA competition. But think about it. I mean, we have nobody offensively that can give you that consistency. And then on defense, it's hit or miss. You know, because of the rotations that he plays, you know, you got guards blowing past you like today. Donovan Mitchell show, 22 points. Ricky Rubio, 21 points. You know, we have no resistance against these teams that have these players that could put up big numbers. Right? And you got Brook Lopez out here shooting threes, right? Which is okay, which is fine, but it makes me cringe seeing the 7'2" guy out here shooting threes when he can be down low, or if he can't get down low and, you know, bang with the big boys. I think he's offensively, he's a very good player, but I think that he needs to be shooting mid-range. He needs to be going mid-range instead of shooting all of these damn threes. I understand he had a higher percentage back on the East Coast, but I'm a guy who believes that big guys who are like centers, man, they need to be playing closer to the rim, because I believe he's only shooting like 38% or 28%. No, he's shooting 28% from 3-point line. So, you know, Lakers got a lot of stuff, man. I mean, look, we got the second best player, or the second overall player in the NBA draft for the past 3 years. I mean, it was 3 years straight got the second pick. So you're not gonna go from a second pick, getting the second pick 3 times in a row, to a playoff team, right? It's just not gonna happen. And I think the KCP is a decent player. I feel like I know he's getting ragged on a lot right now, and his game is whatever. But I like the fact that KCP is a disruptor. Look at how he plays on a defensive end. He disrupts, right? And like I said, today probably wasn't a great example because Donovan Mitchell was killing, man. But I think the KCP was a great pickup, especially for just 1 year. We're still suffering low key off of that Dang signing, right? Which seemed like an okay deal, or it seemed like okay at the time of the signing, but it still was a little bit too high. And the Lakers are kind of, with the Dang contract, if they could have got rid of Dang. But then here we go playing the woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? Which makes no sense because they ain't going to change shit. But right now, Luol Deng is on a DNP. He's not playing. The coach's DNP. He's being set down. He's not active. He's going to be inactive. So Luol Deng is pretty much in paradise because all he has to do is just travel with the team and collect the check. Which isn't bad if you're a Laker fan like me. So I ain't gonna really rag on a dude because hell, I'm mad because I can't beat him. But man, it's just Lakers got so much stuff to deal with, and it makes me, especially with games where it's only 6 games in and we're 2 or 4, but it makes me believe like, man, the chance of a LeBron James coming to LA is far, 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 far from reality. Even though you want to hold on to that myth, it just seems like, man, it's not going to happen, because until we can prove that we have some kind of firepower, man, some kind of something that you could look towards and be like, man, I kind of want to go to LA. And if Walton's not careful, knowing how Magic Johnson is, he'll get rid of Walton. That's my belief. That's all conjecture. I don't know if it's going to happen or it's not going to happen. But I'm saying I believe that Magic Johnson is the guy who's going to put the Lakers before anything else. He's going to make sure that the Lakers are in the best situation possible to make things happen. And if Walton can't make that vision come true, then Walton can be on the chopping block as well as Byron Scott or any other coach, right? So that's that. It's your boy D Star. Like, comment, subscribe. A little bit long-winded, but hey, man, I ain't recorded since forgot what game that was, but I'm out, man. Peace.